We have all been there. You're standing in front of your closet, there's a ton of clothes that you're looking at, and you're just like, I hate every single thing that's in here. I have been there so many times, you guys, and trust me, I know how discouraging it is. So today I'm gonna share with you what you should do when you are feeling this way. A majority of these tips don't require any type of shopping. So to anybody who feels like they need to go out and buy an entirely new wardrobe, no, you don't, and let me show you what to do instead. If you want to see more content on how to maximize your wardrobe's potential, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to check out the Feeling Good Style Club. I'm in the process right now of making some sustainably driven changes to the content that you see in there, and I'm hoping to have that stuff out over the next 1 to 2 months or so keep an eye out. And without further ado, let's get into it. When you're staring at your clothes and you feel like you hate everything, the most important thing that you should do first is to figure out why. Understanding the root of actually why you're feeling this way is so important to move forward in a more intentional way. It's going to help you understand the changes that need to be made so you don't end up in the same position a few months from now, making the same mistakes. Now, there's a couple of more common reasons why you might feel this way, so let's talk about them. Maybe you feel like you have no cohesive personal style. Maybe you've culminated a ton of clothes over the years for different phases of your life, and nothing is harmonious with each other. Maybe the fit is off. Maybe your body has changed. It's also possible that styling is the issue. Maybe you have a lot of really great items, but you just don't know what to do with them. Or maybe you've made some impulse purchases that maybe felt really good in the moment, but now you might feel a little guilty or you might feel some regret about purchasing them. So I encourage you to take a second, think about why. You could have more than one reason, you could only have one reason, whatever the case may be. Think about it and keep it in mind as we go throughout the rest of this video. So once you've figured out why you're actually unhappy with your wardrobe, the next step is to wait. I encourage you to resist the urge to make any type of drastic changes right away. I know this can be kind of annoying. I know it can be frustrating because you're just like, I need to fix it, I need to change it. But trust me, waiting is going to be your best bet. Oftentimes, our frustration with our wardrobe is tied to temporary feelings, temporary stress, temporary boredom, and rushing in to make big changes is just not going to help address the underlying issue. So give yourself some time. I know this can be tough. I am generally a patient person, but when I want to make changes, I'm like, I have to do it right now. And I get frustrated when, the result isn't exactly what I want. So please take my advice and just wait a few days, maybe a few weeks, and see if your perspective changes. If you still feel the same after waiting, then you know it's a sign to take action. The next few tips are going to help you make more thoughtful decisions with your wardrobe so you don't end up with any type of regret later on. The next piece of advice I'm going to give you is to do a closet audit. But not the kind of like detox or clean out where you're spending the weekend just ruthlessly, tearing everything out of your closet, getting rid of a bunch of stuff. We're not doing that. I want you to take a more intentional approach that's going to help give you time to reflect and understand what truly is or is not working for you. I have a couple ways that you can approach this. The first way is to digitize your wardrobe and track how often you wear each item. There are apps like Index and Wearing that can help you with this, or you can just go old-fashioned and, do an Excel spreadsheet or a Google sheet. It takes a little bit of effort, but I'm a firm believer that in order to have a really well-rounded wardrobe and to avoid the feelings of hating your clothes, you have to put in a little bit of effort. I like this because what you end up having in front of you is cold, hard evidence. So instead of being like, well, did I wear this the past 6 months? Or, what did I actually wear this with? You can have it all digitized for you and you can get a more clear understanding of what's actually serving you. Now, another method to audit your closet over time is an old-fashioned method that I also love to do, which is just flipping your hangers. Flip all of your clothes the opposite way, or if you have items that are folded, flip them inside out and fold them back up. Again, takes a little bit of effort, but it's well worth it. And check back in 3, 6 months, a year I generally think 6 months is probably the best, and just see what you have and have not worn. And if you haven't worn an item in 6 months, it's time to reevaluate whether it's serving you or not, or maybe it's just time to actually put it to use and figure out some different ways to actually style it and make it serve you. I think you have to be very clear on the status of your closet and not have any type of second guessing when it comes to each individual piece. The next thing that you should do is to try something new. There are a million things that you can do to help your wardrobe feel just a little bit more refreshed and a little bit more revived. So let's talk about it. If your closet is feeling a little bit stale, it's feeling a little bit boring, and that's why you're hating it, I highly recommend renting a few new expressive, fun pieces just to add a little bit more livelihood to your closet. I especially love renting because you don't have to commit to the actual item, but if you do want to buy it, if you see it having long-term potential in your wardrobe, then you can if you want. Nuuly is my favorite. I have $30 off your first month in the description if you are interested. Another great way to refresh your style without actually shopping is to use the internet. Find outfit inspiration online. Pinterest is my favorite, but I also really like Net-a-Porter lately. Obviously, it's like wildly expensive. I'm never gonna buy anything on there, but the stylists on there are magnificent, and not every single, outfit is something that I could easily replicate, but they do have a lot of everyday wear type of formulas on there that you could look at. So highly recommend trying to find some outfit inspo online. And another way is to use my wardrobe refresh technique. I will link a video above here that will explain the steps that I personally like to take in order to create new outfits out of the existing pieces in my closet. There are a ton of ways to make your clothes feel new again, feel fresh again, and you really don't have to go shopping if you don't want to. Sometimes it's just about seeing the potential of your existing clothes. The next thing I suggest is to meal plan your outfits. So just like you would meal plan in the beginning of the week, all your lunches for work, everything is ready. Do the same with your clothes. Another way of saying this is just to pre-plan your outfits for the week, but I feel like meal planning your outfits is just more fun. One of the reasons that we often come to the conclusion that we hate our clothes so much is because we're not giving ourselves the creative space to play with our clothes and actually experiment with them and see how we can maximize their potential. It also removes the stress of having to put things together last minute in the morning, and I think that that would actually really help you avoid hating your closet in the future, because think about it. If every morning you wake up and you're trying to rush and put your outfits together, you are going to end up resenting your clothes. So planning your outfits ahead of time just helps you create a better relationship with your clothes. It helps you be more intentional with what you want to wear. And this is also where digitizing your wardrobe is a really good idea, because you can pre-plan outfits on there. You don't necessarily have to get up in front of your closet, stand in the mirror if you don't want to, or if you do, whatever floats your boat. But all of these steps kind of intertwine with each other, which is why they're all important to consider. My next piece of advice is to be intentional with your purchases. So if you do decide to add some new pieces to your wardrobe, it's really important to shop with intention above all else. Oftentimes we are hating our clothes because we made an impulse purchase, or maybe the item fit this fantasy version of ourselves and it's not something we would ever really wear. And it's not something that aligns with our lifestyle. Shopping with intention means putting critical thinking skills behind every single purchase, making sure that you're focusing on longevity and long-term pieces rather than short-term pieces that are going to give you short-term gratification. I will also always encourage you to shop secondhand first if that is available to you. And if you're not able to, of course, ethical and sustainable brands are always a great option. You can check Good On You to see what aligns with your budget, see what aligns with your ethics. And if neither of those are an option for you, what's really important is taking the fast out of fast fashion and approaching fast fashion brands with a slow fashion mindset. I did a 2-part series on how to quit fast fashion. I will link part 1 above here if you're interested. My next piece of advice is to take a break from social media. Now, this might not be applicable to everybody because we all have different relationships with social media, but I do feel like it's still important to mention. While social media can be a really great source for inspiration, it can also lead to a trap of constant comparison. If you find yourself comparing your wardrobe to the wardrobe of a friend, of an influencer, or even a celebrity, it might be time to just take a step back. Remember that the goal of your wardrobe should be to make you feel comfortable. It should be to make you feel confident, not necessarily to mirror someone else's wardrobe or aesthetic. So give yourself the space to reconnect with your wardrobe without the noise of social media, and you might find that you start appreciating your clothes in a different way. There's a chance I'm going to be putting out a video over the next few weeks about how social media affects our style. Not 100% sure when or even if I'm going to be putting it out. It's kind of just floating around in my brain right now. But regardless, if you're interested, leave a comment, and of course, just stay tuned. And the last thing that you should do is to be kind to yourself. We live very dynamic lives. Things are always changing. Our circumstances are changing, our bodies are changing, our hobbies are changing, our habits are changing. Like, everything is changing over time. So if you're feeling unhappy with your wardrobe, it is not a sign that you have failed, okay? It's not a sign that you have bad style. It's not a sign that you have let your wardrobe down or let yourself down. It's just a sign of being a human being. It is unrealistic to expect that your exact wardrobe today is going to serve every single different version of you that you are going to experience in this lifetime. So I think what I'm trying to say is, don't be hard on yourself. This is all just a part of life. Your wardrobe is allowed to evolve with you, and it is perfectly okay if you outgrow certain pieces from different phases of your life. All right, you guys, that is the end of the video. Leave a comment down below which tip was the most helpful for you, or where are you gonna start? I would love to hear your thoughts about the things that we discussed in this video. I know there was a lot, but as always, would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am so appreciative of your support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.